Welcome to our Wednesday. Wednesday's always a beautiful day. A lot of people don't like Wednesday, right? Hump day, you're in the middle of the week, you feel like you have a lot of time coming. There we go. But I like Wednesdays because at the end of our meditation, we ask to feel luminous and loved. And I don't know why. It always makes me feel luminous and loved. Just makes me feel good on these Wednesdays to do these meditations. Well, one person's on, and I'm guessing it's my mother or my wife. But welcome. Welcome to our mindfulness meditation for the day. And I hope that you can get something out of it today. A little peace, a little stillness. You know, I would recommend a book. It's a very short book. I think I read it in 2 sessions, called The Art of Stillness. It's a beautiful book about actually Leonard Cohen and him spending his later days in his life when he was older in the mountains, basically serving a meditation guru and learning to find stillness and quiet in his life. It's well worth reading, so I recommend you do that. Hello, Kathy. Anniversary follower. I'm not quite sure what that means, anniversary follower, but it says that. Hello, Valerie. It says that, Kathy, on your thing, and I'm trying to figure out what that even means. Hello, Michelle. You were that one, I bet. You were that one. But anyway, welcome. We're on our second day of thinking about Chaye Sarah. Chaye Sarah. Chaye Sarah Sarah. You may not know this. I don't know how well you know the Torah portions, but in the Torah portion, Isaac needs to get married. He hasn't been married yet. So Abraham sends his trusted servant to Haran, where he's from, so that he could find a wife for Isaac amongst the family, amongst his family, Sarah's family, so that there could be somebody from that group that would be married. So he sends Eliezer, his trusted servant, all the way back to Haran with animals and gold and silver and all this stuff. And Eliezer gets to the place where, who in the end will be Rebecca. There's a famous scene, hello Irene, by a well. Now, there is a well motif in the Bible. There's 3 scenes that you can think of off the top of your head that have to do with wells, meeting someone at a well. This is one. Jacob meets Rachel at another, and Moses meets Zipporah at another. So this kind of theme of meeting at a well is an important theme in the Bible, and obviously it was because, you know, the well was the place where people would get together and socialize and meet people and come together as a community. They didn't have a pandemic back then. So Eliezer sits up at the top of the hill and he looks down and he makes a deal with God. As a matter of fact, what Eliezer says is considered by the rabbis to be literally the first prayer in the Bible. First real prayer where someone talks directly to God. And it's Eliezer, it's not. Hello, Chuck and Lisa. So, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I just got hit with a little wave of something. So he sits up there and he says, okay, I'm going to go down right now to the well. And the first person to come to me and say, oh, you look so hungry. Oh my God, wait a minute, I put this on backward. Let me know if you can't, or if something went wrong with the sound. So Eliezer says, Okay, I'm gonna go down there. The first one that says, "Oh, you look so thirsty. Let me get you some water." And your camels look thirsty. Let me get them some water too. The person who comes and does that, that is going to be Isaac's wife. And sure enough, Rebecca does it. She comes forward. She says, "Oh, you look so thirsty. Oh, your camels look so thirsty." This is better. Okay, I know. Well, I have a microphone on the phone, and it was turned backward. So here's this guy who's making a deal with God, basically. The deal is, if this happens this way, then I'm going to do this. If a person comes up and says exactly this line, then they're going to be the one to marry Isaac. And it got me thinking about whether I do that. Do I make deals? I think sometimes I do. I used to play a funny game that I played with my kids when they were little called Is That Them game. And you'd basically, you're waiting for someone and you stand outside and any car that goes by, is that them? No. Is that them? No. And you keep playing that game until they show up. And then you say yes and you don't have to play the game anymore. It was a way for me to make it so they weren't so bored waiting for their cars. But, it's similar to that. It's like, I'm going to stop playing this game when that car arrives. Or, if this person comes up and says X to me, then I'm going to Y. You ever do that? Do you ever base something that's going to happen upon the chance that something else will happen? Or do you kind of entrust that what is going to happen to you is going to inform your next decision, and you plan it out? So if someone comes up and they say X, I'm going to do this. If they say Y, I'm going to do this other thing. If they say Z, then still there's a third thing I'm going to do. Or, I just think of the most random things sometimes. Like my dad used to say that he was dating twins. Whoever answered the phone, that's the one he'd ask out. All right, so it's kind of like an if-then situation. Is that a negative thing? Is that putting our hands, our fate in the hands of something that's beyond our control? Or is it a way to experience life? Meaning, I'm going to do in my life what happens in the flow of my life. In other words, if a person does something, I'm going to go with whatever that is, and it's going to inform my next choices. As opposed to saying, I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to do this. Or if by, November 1st this happens, then I'm going to go this direction. If by November 1st something else happens, I'm going to go in another direction. How often do we do that? Or do you do that at all? In your relationships, in the work that you do, in your extracurricular activities? What is it that leads you to doing the next thing in your life? Do you need this kind of outer motivation to be able to continue on doing what you need to do to give you fulfillment in your life? Sometimes that might be, okay, I'm going to go in this direction and I'm going to see what happens. And whatever happens, I'm going to go with it. Another way to approach it is, right now when we go into our meditation, we start to think about things. So we start to reflect upon certain things that have happened to us, and based upon that, we might make a decision as to what we're going to do next. But what is it is the big question. What is it that you use to make your decisions? Is it something internal? Is it something external? Is it a deal you make with yourself, or do you just go with the flow? I think it's a great question to notice about yourself is, do I just not do something because I'm lazy to do it? Or do I not do something because I've received a warning? Am I afraid? What is it that keeps us from doing things? And then what needs to happen for us to do certain things? I think kind of finding your place in the middle there can be really important. So I thought we could take that message with us today. And with that in mind, we're going to now shut our minds off. They won't completely shut off. They will continue to think. And those things that you're thinking about, that's what's on your mind today. That's where you are. It could be thinking about the theme I just discussed. It could be something completely different. What's important is to notice. Notice what you're thinking about and then say, okay, I'll come back to that. Right now, all I'm doing is concentrating on my breath. It's hard to do, as we all know, since we've been doing this now for almost 2 years. And like three, actually, it's a while. It's about 4 or 5 months. But over a year and a half we've been doing this, and I'm sure that you found how difficult it is to only concentrate on your breath for 15, 20 minutes. But we're going to try it again, all right? Just allow everything to be. Don't try to change anything. Don't try to solve anything. This is not a time for solving our problems. It's a time for clearing ourselves so that when we come back out of it, we can see our problems clearly, or lack thereof. So let's get into a comfortable position. We're just breathing the way we need to breathe, whether that's a yawn or a big breath or a small breath or whatever it is. Just pay attention to exactly how that breath goes and what you need, how it fills your body and how it leaves, how it comes in cold through the nose and warm through the mouth as it goes through your body. And we're just allowing everything just to be as it is for now. As it is. Just allow it. In 15, 20 minutes, you can go back to whatever it is. Let's try to find that stillness and that peace.
last several minutes together, let's ask for a couple of feelings. May I feel luminous, and may I feel loved. May I feel luminous. May I feel loved. Luminous is light. Love is light as well. May I feel loved. May I feel luminous. With each breath, offer yourself one of those feelings, or both. May I feel luminous. May I feel loved. May I feel luminous and loved. May I feel loved. May I feel luminous. May I feel luminous. May I feel loved. If you'd like someone to offer it to, you may take the time to do that, or you may just stay with yourself. May I feel loved. May I feel luminous. May I feel luminous. May I feel loved. May I feel luminous. May I feel loved. May I feel loved. May I feel luminous. May I feel luminous. May I feel loved. May I feel loved and luminous. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope that you were able to find peace and stillness. May you feel luminous, and may you feel loved, and may you have a beautiful evening, and we'll see you tomorrow.